Behind every legend lies a reason. This is Myth and Motive.
Hello everyone. Poland, a country located in the heart of Europe, is not only famous for its long and rich history, but also for its incredibly beautiful natural landscapes and unique culture. From the vast green forests with clear blue lakes in the north, to the majestic mountains and historical relics in the south, Poland always captivates people with its harmonious blend of tradition and modernity. Many people think this is a quiet, peaceful country. However, this nation holds many interesting things. Particularly, you know that Poland once nearly conquered the vast Russia. To learn more about this country in the heart of Europe, please watch today's video. Poland, officially named the Republic of Poland, is located in Central Europe, bordering Germany, Slovakia, Czech Republic, Ukraine, Belarus, Lithuania, Russia and the Baltic Sea. The climate here is divided into 4 distinct seasons that remains mild and extremely pleasant. Each season brings its own beauty, poetic and romantic charm to this country. Poland, with a total area of up to 312,679 square kilometers, is the 9th largest country in Europe, with a population ranking 6th in Europe at nearly 38 million people. The capital of Poland is Warsaw, known as a global city. Here there are also many iconic structures like the Old Town Square, the Royal Castle of Warsaw, and Łazienki Park. The blend of modern and classical elements creates unique characteristics found only in Poland. This country was established over 1,000 years ago, therefore Polish history and culture have many interesting distinctive features. First, Poland once nearly conquered Russia. Poland once had the opportunity to completely eliminate its rival Russia and become the sole ruler of Eastern Europe in the early 17th century. For centuries, Eastern Europe was the battlefield of two Slavic peoples, the Russians and the Poles. Poland once had a period in history where it almost annexed Russia, claiming hegemony over Eastern Europe. This was in the early 17th century, when Russia fell into internal instability after the death of Ivan IV, the first Tsar of Russia, also known as Ivan the Terrible. The Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth captured the Kremlin and placed the Polish royal lineage as the Tsar of Russia. In 1604, after a long wait, the Polish-Lithuanian side supported a false heir of Ivan IV, called False Dmitry I, who claimed to be the legitimate heir to the Russian throne after the assassination of Boris Godunov. False Dmitry I had lived in Poland and was chosen by the Polish nobility to compete for the Russian throne. In 1605, False Dmitry I led an army of 3,500 people from Poland to Moscow to reclaim power, then held by Tsar Boris Godunov, whose sister married the son of Tsar Ivan IV. Opposing factions against Boris also seized this opportunity to join forces with Dmitry. When fighting broke out, Boris suddenly died and False Dmitry I ascended to the Russian throne. Contrary to Poland's hopes, the impostor did not become a puppet and did not fulfill promises made when helped by the Polish-Lithuanian side. Specifically, to cede Western territories and build Catholic churches in Russia. Polish King Sigismund III Vasa was the one who planned to make his son the Tsar of Russia. But False Dmitry I did not hold power for long due to power struggles among the Russian nobility. On May 27, 1606, the impostor was assassinated, leading to a period where Poland sought other opportunities to infiltrate Russia. In 1609, internal conflicts in Russia arose between the nobility and the newly enthroned Tsar Vasily IV. The Russian nobility, tired of internal conflicts, increasingly leaned toward the idea of inviting an external candidate, and the Polish king's son was very suitable to be the new leader. Vasily IV, knowing his position was threatened, immediately allied with Poland's enemy Sweden, and the Polish-Russian War broke out. On July 4, 1610, at the Battle of Klushino, the Polish-Lithuanian army led by Cossack commander Stanislaw Zokuski defeated the Russian-Swedish alliance, and Tsar Vasily IV was overthrown. 2 months later, the Russian people swore loyalty to the Tsar and Prince Władysław Sigismundovich, son of Polish King Sigismund III Vasa, who was only 14 years old and did not appear at the oath ceremony in Moscow. In practice, Sigismund III himself signed decrees and orders governing Russia from Poland, but Sigismund III could not intervene too deeply into Russian internal affairs due to opposition from the Russian nobility. According to the Polish-Russian agreement, Polish currency and nobility had no authority to impose in Russia. Instead of becoming one country, Poland and Russia reached an agreement for eternal peace, committing to joint action against common enemies and implementing free trade.
Reluctantly, Sigismund III unilaterally sent troops into Moscow, occupying the Kremlin, with the intention of completely erasing Russia from the world map. However, the anger of Muscovites reached its peak, turning into a liberation movement. On April 1, 1611, a clash between Muscovites and a group of Poles and Lithuanians turned into a bloodbath. Konashevsky could not prevent this. All plans of Polish King Sigismund III to wait for his son Władysław to grow up to lead Russia collapsed. In the spring of 1611, most of Moscow was liberated and the Polish-Lithuanian garrison in the Kremlin was besieged and fell into desperate situation. The hope of the garrison faded when the Polish relief force was defeated near Moscow. A Russian royal family member named Mikhail Fedorovich Romanov seized this opportunity to declare himself Tsar of Russia. On July 21, 1613, this meant that Russia fell into a situation with two czars, one being the son of the Polish king. The imperial chancellor Erasmus Andelius, considered a holy figure at the time, also did not know how to resolve it. A country with two leaders, one like fire, one like water. How could these two elements be reconciled? In 1616, Tsar Władysław, then 20 years old, tried to consolidate his power one last time. The Polish-Lithuanian army again besieged Moscow, but this time the Poles could not help Władysław. The internal situation in Russia at that time also leaned towards supporting Tsar Roman. After the death of Sigismund III in 1632, Władysław became king of the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth.
2 years later, Władysław finally abandoned his claim to be the rightful ruler of Russia. The debt between Poland and Russia has continued like this until today.
But each time it goes through war, Russia becomes stronger than ever. And perhaps Poland could only lament when they once had a 10-10 chance to eliminate their eastern rival, but then failed.
Many believe that vodka has its supply source from Poland.
Initially, vodka was used as medicine and Poland has been producing this famous beverage since the Middle Ages.
To this day, the Polish still produce some of the best vodka in the world and produce about 260 million liters annually.
Experts are very interested in the debate over regulations concerning white liquor quality control in Europe. Because behind these seemingly very technical sources,
essentially is a debate revolving around the topic:
which country is the homeland of vodka?
Facing competition from Finland, Poland, and Sweden, Russia is striving to assert something seemingly obvious:
that vodka is a specialty of Russia. Vodka is full of Russian identity, like the ruble, and therefore, Russia has vehemently protested the opinions raised in the debates about vodka quality control by the European Union. While Finland, Poland, and Sweden demand that only liquors made from grains and potatoes can be called vodka, Russia insists that only liquor made from grains can be called vodka. Some experts emphasize that Europeans should consult Russia about vodka quality, about the alcohol content in vodka, about the clarity of water used to distill vodka. About everything, they should consult because we are vodka connoisseurs. Vodka is one of the most popular liquors in the world today and was introduced from the East since the early 20th century by enthusiasts of this type of liquor.
Including the painter Picasso, besides some flavorings, vodka consists of water, ethanol, and alcohol from 35% to 50%.
Classic vodka still maintains 40 degrees as the standard set in 1894 by Tsar Alexander III.
This alcohol standard was researched by the famous chemist Mendeleev himself, author of the periodic table of chemical elements. To this day, both Russia and Poland are proud of this ancient and famous liquor, but haven't clearly determined which is the true homeland of vodka.
This mysterious forest named Crooked is located in the village of Zarnowo,
west of the city of Pomerania, Poland.
It can be said this is the strangest forest in Central Europe because all the trees here are bent towards the same northern direction.
Many say this place seems to have a supernatural force attracting everything towards it.
Many chemists have come here to study the crooked forest in Poland. However, no explanation has been given thoroughly and comprehensively. This makes the forest even more mysterious and attractive. Some hypotheses suggest it might be due to human interventions.
Because previously it was an area for growing trees to make pipe wood, people created abandoned trees from when they were first planted to produce wood with suitable curvature for making boats or interior design.
This seems to be the most convincing explanation among the hypotheses about the strangeness of this crooked forest.
Many other hypotheses suggest that heavy snowstorms occurring in this area centuries ago accidentally shaped and bent the pine tree trunks, creating a very interesting feature here.
Many stories have been woven around this mysterious forest. Hence there are many different explanations that local people often pass on to each other. Such as during wartime, tank troops ran over the trees when they were young, causing them to become crooked, or due to snowstorms. And regardless of the reason, just seeing the crooked forest makes you find it very strange and captivating. It seems everyone gets drawn into the rare mystery concentrated here.
Therefore, Crooked Forest is considered a famous Polish destination highly appreciated by many international.
Largest castle, the Teutonic Order.
Not only the world's largest by land area, Malbork is also the largest brick castle, built from about 30 million bricks.
Malbork Castle, also known as Marienburg,
was built in the 13th century by the Teutonic Knights, one of the four largest knightly orders of the Middle Ages, also an important force in the Crusades.
After conquering the Prussian kingdom and to consolidate control over the area, these knights built Marienburg, meaning Mary's Castle.
The castle is located at the medieval European borderland. By 1945 it belonged to Poland and was renamed Malbork. The castle is situated on the lowland of the Negat River, about 40 kilometers from the Baltic Sea. The river forms a natural boundary for the 52-acre land.
That is over 21 hectares,
4 times the area surrounding the British Queen's Windsor Castle.
The other two sides of the castle are protected by marshes and the only southern-facing side is for defense.
The entire complex is surrounded by 3 tightly interlocked defensive walls, reinforced with dungeons and watchtowers.
The castle became the world's largest fortress in the Middle Ages.
The strategic location of Malbork Castle on the river allowed the Teutonic Knights to control trade, also benefiting from river tolls collected from passing ships. After about 150 years of rule, the castle changed hands when it was occupied by Polish forces in 1437.
It became the royal residence of Polish kings for the next 300 years, twice as long as the Teutonic Knights' rule.
In 1772, the castle was abandoned, deteriorated, and then became a barracks for the Prussian army.
In 1794, construction experts led by Prussian architect David Gilly came to survey the castle's structure to consider whether to preserve or demolish Malbork. Sketches a few years later were published by Gilly.
These engravings have led the public to re-examine the history of the castle and the Teutonic Knights. Afterwards, the structure became a symbol of universal history and national consciousness. The restoration began, proceeding in phases over more than 100 years. During the Nazi era, the castle became a pilgrimage site. The Nazis frequently used images of the Teutonic Knights for propaganda and ideological indoctrination of soldiers. During World War II, many battles occurred in the area, and the castle was severely damaged by artillery fire from friendly forces. Half of the structure was destroyed. Over the next 70 years, the castle was gradually restored to its original form, only completed in 2016.
Currently, the castle operates as a museum and is considered a major tourist attraction in the town.
5. Home to the world's oldest salt mine, the Wieliczka salt mine, located in southern Poland near the ancient city of Krakow, about 16 kilometers away. It is one of the oldest salt mines and is recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The mine was operational from the 13th century until 1996 and was Poland's largest source of salt for many years before becoming a tourist attraction. Over 700 years, 26 shafts were dug, creating about 9 million cubic meters of empty space within the Wieliczka mine.
With a maximum depth of 327 meters, The hollowed chambers left after mining have been renovated over the years to create a new world where tourists can walk and explore at a depth of 137 meters.
According to what we planned, it is a labyrinth of corridors, tunnels, exhibition halls, and dining rooms spanning 245 kilometers, distributed over 9 levels.
However, the salt mine is only open to tourists within 3 levels, with a maximum depth of 137 meters, and guided tours last 2 hours.
The entrance fee for one adult is approximately over 700,000 yen. About 20 million years ago, the Vodka area with its natural caves was still under the sea. Due to tectonic activity of the Earth's crust, this area gradually rose and became land. During this process, seawater accumulated in the caves and underground fissures, and over time, sedimentation formed a salt deposit.
6. Home to Europe's last primeval forest. Before human intervention, much of northern Europe was covered by primeval forests stretching thousands of kilometers. Today, they have almost disappeared, with only a few patches of ancient trees remaining far in the Carpathian Mountains and other mountainous regions.
Białowieża Forest, located on the border between Poland and Belarus, is an exception. Europe's last primeval forest, Białowieża, is situated at the famous border area between Poland and Belarus.
Here, in 1939, it was recognized as one of the World Heritages that need to be maintained and preserved. And this forest is also one of the famous wildlife tourism spots in Poland, loved and visited by many.
The area of the Białowieża Forest is over 1,500 square kilometers, so exploring the entire forest is not possible.
You need to have a clear and specific plan.
This forest is a refuge for the continent's largest bison species and is also home to many ancient tree species.
The endangered European bison is the heaviest land animal in Europe, averaging over 600 kilograms. Previously, in the early years of the 14th century, Białowieża was a royal hunting area. So this Polish tourist site has retained its pristine beauty as originally.
Because it is home to many rare animal and plant species, with over 3,000 fungi species, 58 mammal species, and 178 forest bird species.
Compared to other primeval forests, Białowieża is the oldest ancient forest in Europe. The upside-down house in Poland is the first house built in an upside-down position in Europe.
It was built in 2007, right at the foot of a hill.
The house's design and furniture arrangement strongly reflect 1970s European architecture. The 2-story tilted house is filled with neatly arranged furniture, giving a cozy and intimate feeling rather than overwhelming.
This tilted structure also intentionally allows visitors to climb through a window, slide down the roof, and walk close to the house to explore it.
Not only to attract tourists to the village, the builders of this house also wanted to send a message to visitors about an upside-down world. Poland is one of the religious countries in Europe with diverse religious communities coexisting in Poland. But the majority of Poles follow Christianity. Poland is one of the most Christian countries in the world. Neil Peart described Poland as the most faithful daughter of the Church.
According to 2015 statistics by the Polish Central Statistical Office, 94.2% of the population is affiliated with a religion, 3.1% belongs to no religion. The most followed religion is the Roman Catholic Church, with adherents accounting for 92.8% of the population.
Next is Eastern Orthodoxy with 0.7%. S witnesses with 0.3% and Protestant denominations account for 0.2% of Poland.
Also according to this survey, 61.1% of the population rated the importance of religion from high to very high.
Meanwhile, 13.8% considered religion as less or not important. The highest percentage of adherents is in the east of Poland.
That land has won a total of 17 Nobel Prizes, more than Japan, China, India, and Australia, including 4 Nobel Peace Prizes and 5.
A little-known fact is that Marie Curie, Maria Skłodowska, was born in Warsaw, Poland. On November 7, 1867, she moved to Paris in the early 1880s and married a Frenchman. Pierre Curie and his wife Marie discovered the element polonium in 1895. Polonium was named after her homeland Poland in the summer of 1898, followed by the element radium. Radioactivity. Marie was the first woman to teach at the University of Sorbonne in Paris. She won her second Nobel Prize in 1911 for her research on pure radium.
Therefore, Marie Curie can be considered a scientist of Polish origin. The character of Polish women is shaped by their country's history, culture, and politics.
Poland has a long history of feminist activity and was one of the first countries in Europe to grant women the right to vote.
Poland is strongly influenced by the conservative social views of Catholicism.
The history of women in the territory of present-day Poland has deep roots and is profoundly influenced by Catholicism. Feminism in Poland has a long history and tradition divided into 7 stages, starting from the 18th century Enlightenment period, followed by the first feminist wave. The first 4 stages coincided with the partitions of Poland, leading to the loss of sovereign statehood for 123 years. Poland was one of the first countries to grant women legal rights. Women's suffrage was recognized in 1918, after the country regained independence the same year. After 123 years of partition and foreign rule, in 1932, Poland opposed illegal forced marriage. Despite improvements in state policies on women's rights, Polish women still face discrimination at various levels. Glass ceiling. Women had to compete with men mainly for high paying and prestigious positions. Lower wages were primarily due to the lower physical labor performance of female employees, but later also appeared in other fields where women had equivalent productivity.
Polish women have always impressed international friends with both their appearance and qualities. The beauty of Polish women is natural beauty, with little cosmetic surgery intervention. Polish girls often have slim figures and are also very attractive and feminine. Moreover, they dress very fashionably at all times and everywhere.
Even when dressing simply, Polish women know how to create the most elegant look possible. Although very focused on appearance, Polish women still care about housework and are capable wives. Poland, with its harmonious blend of history and modernity, is a country with much to explore. From ancient towns like Krakow and Danzig to the bustling, vibrant capital, Poland offers visitors a comprehensive picture of cultural beauty and innovation. Natural beauty combined with the beauty of the people here further enhances
the country's appeal. Poland is not only a preserver of traditional values, but also a promising destination for the future.
And today's video ends here. Thank you all for your support. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't.
If the legend hooked you, subscribe and open the next case.